Hi there and welcome back to the channel. Well, this is a different and slightly impromptu video. Before getting to my opinion on the subject, there are a few things I should state. First of all, this is not a factual video, just my thoughts. This video is not an attack on the current era or any previous eras, as I really like Nshute's run as the Doctor. This is just something that I've been thinking about for quite a while now. So if you clicked on this video, I take it you're a Doctor Who fan and you are well aware of the hiatus that came into effect during the 1980s. At the end of the episode, Survivors, we see the 7th Doctor and Ace wander off together into the sunset, and that was that. Well, for a while anyway. Since that day, many attempts came to light to resurrect the show. We had the TV movie, which hit cinemas in 1996, which brought a fan favourite 8th Doctor to life played by the talented Paul McGann, a Doctor actor who has gathered a massive following since then. Once again, during 2003 for the show's 40th anniversary, a limited run animated series featuring Richard E. Grant as the Schalke Doctor was brought to life, something the show has made canon during the 14th series. This ultimately didn't lead anywhere until 2005, where current showrunner Russell T Davies brought the show back to the screens with the incredible duo of Krista Eccleston and Billie Piper. Since then, the show has been on the decrease, especially with the wider general public. Now, I know that the new series that recently aired was massively popular with the fanbase, and I know a lot of people, personally, who haven't watched since the end of Tennant's first run of the show. So you're probably thinking, the show is in a healthy place, why would there be a hiatus? Well, this thought of mine has stemmed from an ongoing debate I see resurface on social media every few weeks. And it's always the same sort of question. Who do you think the next showrunner will be? Which is normally paired with, who should be cast as the next Doctor? In my view, any answer to this question is fine. I can think of a whole range of people who would be great for both, regardless of ethnicity or gender. But to tell you the truth, I don't think there'll be another showrunner after Russell. At least not for the foreseeable anyway. Okay, so as stated earlier on, this is not a dig at the current era, as it has had some of my favourite episodes. I think all 3 of the 60th specials featuring Tennant were excellent, with The Giggle being my personal favourite. Yes, I agree, While Blue Yonder was the best written, I just think The Giggle was so much fun. And in terms of Nshute's first series, I think Boom is an incredible character piece for the Doctor with an increasing danger. It's such an inspired concept to ground the Doctor, literally. While I think Dot and Bubble is an incredibly written dystopian episode akin to Black Mirror, with some truly horrible characters, in the best way which really resonates with the audience. You're supposed to hate Lindy and it's so great. Hell, I even think the setup to the finale was amazing and I love Sutek, even in his dumb dog form for the whole plot. I think the hiatus awaits the future of the show. My friend's dad talked about Doctor Who being a show that moves with generations, which makes sense. The show has been airing fairly consistently for almost 20 years now. Stories, themes, characters, etc. are constantly being repeated, which is fair. Any show would at this point. While fresh writers definitely help with this, I think a large break will benefit the show, for a decade or two down the line. My friends returning to the show is very much nostalgia. Oh, I didn't realise RTD is writing the show again. Oh cool, Tennant and Tate are doing some new episodes. Some of the viewership will be retained with Nshute, but ultimately it won't last with time. Whereas currently the show still has some level of uncertainty attached. As I'm writing this script, Disney haven't greenlit a 3rd series with RTD yet. To be fair, this will go live in a few weeks, so by then it may well have, and if that's the case, then fair enough. I know that if Disney drop the funding, they'll continue to make it on the BBC budget, but still. I know the Disney execs have said they're happy and the overall viewing figures have been solid. Right now, I don't think people need to panic as Series 15 has been filmed and hasn't hit screens yet. If there's no news after it airs next year, then worry. Hopefully, they do. I know Chris Chibnall has said for the longest time he believed Power of the Doctor was going to be the last episode before the show went on a hiatus. There was no clear successor, until RTD got in contact with Disney and came along and took over. But again, who will next time? I don't think anyone will want to. At this current moment, I believe the revival started with RTD and will end with him too. I don't think Moffat wants a 3rd era, and I can't see a lot of other bigger named showrunners wanting to step up. Look, I love the show, but respectfully, the fanbase is toxic, divided, and horrible. Imagine how awful it must be to pour your heart into an episode just for extremists on social media to rip every detail apart. Or nitpick the smallest thing they aren't happy about and turn it into this colossal issue, which it never was anyway. I know some will take the defense of it just being criticism or a review, but it's not. As a lot of the time, it's quite horrible and personal towards a writer or showrunner. I wouldn't want to put myself through that, and I can't imagine a lot of people who would. I think the largest issue with the show is the extreme fans, an issue which plagues a lot of fan bases at the moment. Look, I could be wrong. 3, 4 or 5 years down the line, RTD could announce his successor. But in all honesty, I believe we will have 4, possibly 5 series with Russell leading the show. Possibly the 16th Doctor for a series or 2 under him, should Ncuti decide to leave soon, and that will be it. I think the show will have a hiatus, maybe not as long as it initially did, but a long enough time for some fresh vision to come to the show, and it will be all the better for it. The point of this slightly ranty video was just to express what I believe the future looks like for the show, not to annoy or upset anyone watching. So let me know your thoughts in comments down below. If you enjoyed what you saw, then could you please hit that like button and subscribe? It will help the channel continue to grow. I will see you all on the next one.